Hey everyone, it's Live47 here. Today we are talking about the best free battleships in this game, and yeah, actually we're not having a situation like the heavy cruisers. Battleships, I think, are actually in a pretty decent situation right now. Though, for me, I am nearly sweating my butt off, so I'm gonna take a drink of a cold drink. Because, good lord, it is hot in this room, and Michigan's hot right now. I'm betting everyone's sweltering in the northern hemisphere, at least. You know, if you are, hopefully you're staying cold and such. But for Battleships in World of Warships Blitz, I think if I had to give a quick little meta-analysis, in my opinion, of Battleships, realistically, the biggest problem that most of them have are the grinds. There is always like one or two pain points overall in their grind. And a lot of people do know it, but it would be kind of nice if you have thoughts of each grind. If it's like, hey, this is the warship, put it in the comment section down below, because it's really the biggest problem. A lot of the battleships in the game are very usable. It's just, where's that problem and when are you going to deal with it? So for me, I think really that's a great state to be. A lot of people are battleship mains anyways in this game, so it's a good thing that we have that. Now let's go over some categories here for the best free battleships in World of Warships Blitz. For me, I think we should start off with a little bit of joke, because last video we started off very seriously. So let's start off with some jokes here. The Leona and the Iron Duke. These are my meme squad. These are battleships that just do stupid things. Are they good? Not really. Are they fun to play? You bet your ass they are. So the Iron Duke, this is the first start basically of the HMS line being able to truly nuke low tier DDs in about one salvo with their main guns. And at tier 5, you get to do it often because some DD players haven't learned that battleships are not an easy target. So you can just have some fun at tier 5. It's dirty, I know, but you know, hey, it's free and it's great. The Lion or the Leona, someone will correct me in the comments there, it's just the meme of the amount of guns you get at the tier. Is it particularly good in its tier? No. But you get someone else with one of those, or you get two people with one of those, and you go into a game, and you wolf pack some stuff, you are dangerous to anyone in that game, and it is absolutely fun to do with that. So I would highly suggest, but let me know your meme choices in the comment section down below. Now on to the slapping section right here, kind of similar to the Iron Duke, but a little bit more consistent in my opinion overall, and you go through the tiers with them, would be the Colombo grind, or specifically the Lepanto and the Colombo. The general line, I'd say, is up until about tier 9. You don't really have the full slap of the health, but you definitely do have a good chunk of it, so if they've taken any damage, you might be able to one-shot DDs, else the AP on these ships, you can get those deck hits. Those are full panita, and you are going to enjoy some high damage games in these ships. I thoroughly love them. Special shout out to the Vermont, just because, or the Vermont, Minnesota, and Kansas, just because, you know, they're AP slappers on the other side, but you also, with this entire line, you have a bit of longer reloads once you get a little to the higher tier, so you do have to have a little patience, but boy, is it worth it, just slapping some DDs right there. On to the light battleships. These are for players who aren't wanting the slowest battleships, but they're wanting some things that are a little quicker, but yet still do a good amount of damage. This has to go to the Gascon, the Alsace, and the Republique. So these are absolutely fantastic, but I will say that grind in tier 6 and 7, yeah, it ain't fun. It ain't fun on that one. But these are amazing light battleships. The armor does not hold up in a game, but the firepower they bring, the map positioning they can bring, the low-key one of the best secondaries in the game. If you get people close enough within like 3.4 kilometers, these things are nuts in a brawl. They are nuts. I really thoroughly enjoy this line. I still thoroughly enjoy the Republic and such, but talking about the brawl there, let's talk about brawlers in this. So I think everyone's immediately gonna know if they've played this at all, and I didn't count them in the heavy cruiser area. This is the Schlieffen line. So this line, Mackinson up, I think tier 5's not bad either. I haven't played it much, but Mackinson all the way up to the Schlieffen are fantastic at brawling. You want to experience the reason why I love Blitz manual secondaries, play this line. Period. It is an absolute blast of a time in a brawl, and you can cause significant damage. Even though you might die early on in the game, you can cripple entire flanks where they are running for, the tails between their legs the entire rest of the game because of what you do in such a short period of time. So highly would suggest this Leaf and I if you're wanting to brawl in World Warships Blitz. Also shout out to the G, because I just love the G. I just love the Gneisenau. That is just a amazing ship right there. She's just the love of my life. Don't tell Star I said that. I'm kidding. Alright, let's go over... we've been kind of talking about too many Germans and stuff like that. Snipers. Let's talk about snipers in this game. So when you are wanting to get better at aiming and have a very successful time at sniping in World Warships Blitz in a battleship, it just goes to the Yamato line. It does. I will say the Azumo can be quite painful for some, but in general, overall, this grind is actually not too bad. And even then, the Azumo, it's kind of just more awkward than it is bad. If a lot of people don't realize that actually Azumo has a lot of things going for it, it's just you gotta really know its quirks and how it works. Outside of that, yeah, it's a rough ship. But the Yamato, the Amagi, the Nagato, they actually are really good snipers, and I would highly suggest them overall. Really powerful and great, just pinpoint accurate people with that, or pinpoint shooters, I should say, with that precise aim and their guns. So if you're wanting to snipe in a battleship, have a little bit of a slower game, relax a little bit, but not have too much relaxation like the Vermont. Yeah, I would definitely do that. Vermont technically could also be in the sniper category, and Minnesota, but I would generally more give this to Yamato and then actually to the Kremlin. So the Kremlin is literally an entire video on it going over why it's actually really good at sniping. The problem is its grind. Its grind sucks. Oh my god. It's the worst part too. It's right in tier 8 and tier 9. Those two are so rough. It's a Vladivostok and the Spetsy Soyuz. Yeah, no. Kremlin is worth it, but that's a whole nother video. That is a whole nother video. Kremlin's a rough time, but if you can master that auto aim off trick, Kremlin treats you very well on the sniping department, and I would thoroughly suggest it if you want to challenge yourself as a sniper in a battleship right there. Now, let's say instead of sniping, you want to be the tip of the spear, but not die so quickly like the Schlieffen line, but have heavy, powerful guns, so you become a mid-range, just tank and dominating force on a flank. Absolutely have fun while people, they'll shoot you and all the shells will knock off. This has to go to the Bismarck, the Frederick de Grosse, or Grosser? Someone will that me, and the Grosser Kurfürst, or the Gruber Kurfürst as I used to call it. So this entire tank line, these are basically, instead of outputting a crap load of damage like the Schlieffen line is, they're going to push on a flank with just their health and armor themselves. They are fantastic, especially since the buff, I think there was like 2-3 updates back, and nowadays 2-3 updates, or even 4 updates, I can't even keep track anymore, where they got the bigger guns. Now they have punchy guns, good armor, good defense, everything like that. They are a blast of a time to play. Some people will also bring in the Vermont line. Unfortunately, once you learn to not hit the Vermont's belt, or the Kansas or the Minnesota's belt, yeah, they kind of melt. So they're more health-based armor than anything. Just have a good belt right there. But the entire Bismarck, the Frederick, and the Grosser Kurfürst are absolutely tanks. So if you're wanting to be the tank for your team, and you are wanting punchy guns that Citadel well, GK line for you right there. Now onto the overall section. I do want to remind everyone, know what your thoughts are down below. I'm just a cruiser main. I'm not exactly the best at everything, and love to maybe revisit some battleships here and there because they are quite fun at times. And yeah, it also gives other people ideas down below in the comment section what they should grind and what they should keep or what they should play, because we all are looking for other ideas and everything. But overall, let's kind of start with tier 6 actually for overall best battleships that are free in World Warships Blitz. To me, I would definitely say for tier 6, Mackinson and Fuso. I think those are kind of my go-to right there. Those are definitely amazing for the free battleship area. I definitely do kind of want to shout out the Bayern, but I feel like I'm kind of the minority in that situation. I enjoy it, but I can definitely see where the Fuso is definitely more competitive, and then on top of it, the Mackinson is just a fantastic ship as well. Going up to 7, we pretty much have to go right to the Synop or the Colorado class. Those two punch above their weight, and they do a fantastic job. They're starting to get into that area where there's a lot of competitiveness once you add the premiums in, but overall the Synop still holds pretty well true, and the Colorado just has that right amount of armor to right amount of firepower situation that you do have to make sure you have good map position with the speed on that. Now we go up to 8, and I'm kind of really only going to shout at the Kansas here. I've shouted out a few other ones. I think the Bismarck could also be definitely up there ever since the buff. But for me, the Kansas just sits really good because of how Tier 8 tends to play. It's just slap firepower off the, was it 12 guns? I think, yeah, it's 12 guns. On it is just absolutely fantastic. It is a great ship for Tier 8, especially when a lot of times at Tier 8 you will get higher, sweatier games where guess what? You're going to be dealing with the problem of turtling. And, well, if the battle isn't shifting anywhere, the Kansas works really well. It just can't really get out of any situation. Next up for overall, I'm actually going to do a little bit of a controversial pick on Tier 9. Alsace or Lepanto. So Lepanto is not really the controversial one. Alsace is. So Alsace, in my opinion, ever since the Rapid Reload edition, you can play this in so many different ways. You really can. And there is actually a few, I'd say, better, competitive-wise, Tier 9 battleships. But the Alsace is really good at a lot, especially since that Rapid Reload buff a while back, and I know a lot of people have revisited it, and I found they've really thoroughly enjoyed it now. It's not the best or the perfect one, but I will say, yeah, that's maybe a controversial pick. We'll see in the comment section down below who wants to agree with that. But overall, for Tier 10, gotta put it on the Montana line. Montana is just... it's so bland and basic, I have to suggest. It sounds bad, but it's a jack of all trades without the master of none situation, in my opinion. Has it aged a little bit? Yes. But that's only because there's been other ships added that have taken almost akin to niches away from it. But it still has everything that you want in a good battleship, especially a good fast battleship. It is actually quite speedy. It's got punchy guns. It does probably need Rapid Reload 2 or DFA 4, which I'd be okay with either way, and such. But still, like, it just does everything you want a battleship at Tier 10 to do. Got punchy AP, pretty maneuverable and everything like that. Decent secondaries, good AA. And I think concealment build might actually work on it too, but I can't remember if I've heard that before. But just my brain thinking right now. But yeah, Montana, I would definitely say just the Iowa, Montana, North Carolina. I will say that as much as I hate it, I know some people really love it, but the Montana line is definitely, I'd say, overall the best overall free battleships in World of Warships. That's just my opinion, though, so I'd love to know your thoughts in the comment section below. I'm glad everyone has enjoyed this series. If you did, don't forget the like button. It definitely does help support the channel. Subscribe if you haven't. Hit the notification bell to see whenever a new video goes live, because next week I'm taking a week off because your boy has about 40 pages of notes to go through still. And yeah, I gotta prep a bunch for Tier Maker season for August and September. I'm hoping everyone is excited for that. But let me know in the comment section down below what you think are the best free battleships in World of Warships Blitz. I will be looking forward to conversing with you down below and getting some information on some particular Tier 8 stuff, because, you know, Tier 8 Tier Maker potentially coming. If you get drift. Hope you all enjoyed today's video. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Special shout out to the Patreon and YouTube members and super chatters for all the support, and also just everyone who likes and subscribes to the videos. Have a good one, everyone. Peace.